Yes, we do give thanks for life and a mighty life. Give thanks definitely as we do welcome you to Livity. And I mean, it's basically pouring outside there as we have traversed the rains and the storms to actually be with you here tonight. So definitely we give thanks for this divine moment as we are with you. And it's going to be a very informative evening as usual. As you know, it is very important that we keep ourselves educated, and then also as a people that we remain committed to the upliftment and the growth of self, because most times what we do most times is that we don't really take a time out to educate ourselves and to learn of our own self and how our physical structure actually function. But we do take time out to actually learn all type of things like our smartphones and our televisions and all type of things. We learn how they function, but we don't really have that full understanding of how we function as a people ourselves. So this evening it will be very important that at least we take a time out to reflect upon whatever has happened throughout the strong when it comes to our own personal being, and exactly how is it that we're supposed to actually move forward better and uplift ourselves. Definitely we give thanks as you know we are in a COVID era. You know, we are in a time whereby everyone, like, coughing is a crime. If you cough, everybody want to arrest you. If you sneeze, that's a crime. If you dig your nose, that's a crime. All these different things, they are crime, and we definitely do give thanks that divine opportunity. Let us take care of ourselves. Let us uplift ourselves. Let us work towards doing things for ourselves, because it is not impossible to be able to take full care of ourselves. It's just that as a people, we just neglect ourselves and we always claim like we don't have enough time, we are busy, or pre-skillish, I take care of everybody but myself, and all these different type of talks people just actually bring forward. Why? Because they don't really want to take that time out and invest energy in themselves. We must fully understand that the love of self is the first love. It is very important that we actually invest that time, that energy, that effort, that love in ourselves. Meaning that if it is that you have a family and you have children and you have wife and or husband, or you have auntie and you have mother and you have grandmother, and then you take care of everybody and you don't take care of yourself, what's going to happen is that you are going to end up underneath the ground, and everyone is going to be full join whatever your hard work has been for. And also they will be missing you, because most times we believe like as if it's giving our children, our wife, or our or whoever it is that's in our life, that financial stability, or giving them that piece of land or that house or the bread on the table, and don't even value our own worth in the person's life. It is very important that as a people that we take it very seriously when it comes to the valuing of self, adding that value to yourself, and fundamentally being able to overstand fully that what we are doing is that when we invest in self, we are guaranteeing that our people around us, the people around us, our brothers, our sisters, our daughters, our sons, our wives, our husbands, these people that principally are also being taken care of. This evening, I really wanted to focus on the whole realms of the continuing of the boosting up of our immune system when it comes to the whole aspect of the things that we do to help to boost up the immune system. How is it that we take that time out, to do things to ensure that our physical structure are resistant to disease? Because what we're doing right now when it comes to the COVID-19 or the coronavirus, right, is specifically what we are doing. We are the people, well, not we really, because I am not doing that. Sitting down waiting for a vaccine, and I mean, I've looked at the interviews, and I've looked at, I mean, I never knew that Bill Gates was a doctor, a medical doctor. People get arrested for giving medical advice. People get arrested for giving medical advice, and people get arrested for all type of things, man. But I mean, you don't hear, I look at CBS, and this interview with Bill Gates, and I'm seeing that they're asking Bill Gates, hey, how safe are the vaccines, and he's mumbling and jumbling, and up to now he cannot answer. And they said it is said that when you're taking the vaccine, 30% of the people that take the vaccine develop some serious complications and even life-threatening complications. So how effective is the vaccine? and all he's saying, well, this is in the hands of the FDA, and the FDA will take care of it. So it's very important that as a people that we have that understanding that, look, instead of waiting, we're waiting to go on trials, because it's they're going to be trying to see if the vaccine really works. Right? That's why they have trials. But how is it that, what are the things that we could do right now, immediately? What are the things that we could do to help to boost up our immune system? Because St. Lucia have been doing all right. I mean, St. Lucia is all right. St. Lucia has been doing comparably well enough. So what is it that as a people, how is it that as a people, we could actually continue on our path when it comes to ensuring that our immune system is built with a level of resistance, whereby we don't fall sick, we don't, somebody sneeze and then every time we have a cold, right? So tonight, what we are going to do, we are as previously we mentioned, the effects of stress on the physical structure, how it is that stress actually affects your physical structure, how it is that your state of mind, your thoughts, how it affects your immune system, and exactly what is the immune system, how it is that we are definitely going to help to boost up our immune system. So give thanks, as this evening we are going to just go deep into that and understanding, okay, from nighttime until the following night, right? What is it that you could do as an individual to help to boost up your immune system? Meaning that, how is it that you are going to allow your physical structure to be exposed to pathogens, that's disease-causing organisms, to trauma, to stress, and still be able to be resistant enough, definitely, to prevent you from falling ill or dropping, as I say, 6 feet deep or in the street by and by, right? So it is important that we understand, as I mentioned previously, that it does not mean that because you are exposed to a disease that you must catch it. And for instance, as I said, if you could have someone with AIDS, and then you could have 50 people having sexual intercourse with this person with AIDS, and not all 50 people would actually get the virus. Okay, why? Because of the immune system of the individual people, and how resistant other people's immune system to that particular RNA virus. It is just like the flu. The flu is also an RNA virus. If it is that you have one person with flu in a household, right? If people will be catching that cold or that flu at different rates, and some people just won't catch it at all. Why? Because it flew away? No, because the immune system is different than the immune system of the other people. They are more solid. So it does not mean that because there is something in the air that you have to catch it, as long as it is that your immune system is built strong enough to withstand that particular, pathogen or whatever it is that might be causing confusion or disease within the world. So the first thing I would say, because the day begins from the night in the darkness, so your day really begins at when the sun sets at 6 p.m. right? So in the evening now, it is very important to understand that a clean gastrointestinal tract is very important. So some people just wait until 10, 11, 12 o'clock in the night to actually begin to have their dinner. And some people just eat all late. I mean, and literally, and it's not that eating in the evening is necessarily wrong. The fact is that when you eat in the evening and then you go into bed, I mean, definitely it's the wrong thing, because when it is 6 p.m. here in St. Lucia, it might be 6 a.m. in a different country, right? Or it might be 4 o'clock in the afternoon in a different country, or it might be 12 noon in a different country, right? So it does not necessarily mean that because you are eating at 10 or at 11 that it is a wrong thing. It just means that, okay, yes, you are eating at 10, at 11, and then you are going to bed, you are going to sleep, or you are going to rest. So you eat all that food, and then during the evening time, your stomach that's supposed to be at rest, your gastrointestinal tract supposed to be at rest. That's why they call it breakfast, breaking the fast first thing in the morning. Why? Because your gastrointestinal tract supposed to be fasting, right? We're supposed to literally be away, abstaining from food. Why? Because right, when you rest, your gastrointestinal tract supposed to be secreting specific juices. Your gastrointestinal tract supposed to literally right, be cleansing itself by secretion of gastric juices from your stomach, from intestinal juices from your small intestines, and from your colon, right, down into your rectum. That's why when you get up in the morning, because of the process that your digestive system has gone through the evening, you're supposed to have a bowel movement in the morning, what they call a poop or poo-poo or caca, as they say down here in St. Lucia. So what do you do in the evening time when the sun has set, right, to ensure that your gastric system, which is also an integral aspect of your immune system, that means that the digestive system, beginning from your thoughts, your mind, because your mind is very important. Because if it is that you have a beautiful plate of food right in front of you, and then you get upset or you get stressed, the food stays right there. Why? Because you are stressed. Why? Because you are worried. Why? Because you are angry. So your state of mind, your emotional health determines whether or not you could eat. Or never see someone angry and they eating and they cursing and they eating. No, when you upset, you say, "Oh, garçon, if I should tell myself, play me." All right, so you're so upset that you cannot even consume your food. You feel satiated. Why? Because your physical structure is affected by your emotional state. So that's why it's very important that emotionally that you debrief your physical structure. What you do, you when you go towards the evening, you reflect upon your day, you give thanks, you show gratitude. That is why it is important to pray before you go to bed, not because you didn't got a favor. When you pray, what you are doing, you are calming down your physical structure. You are debriefing. You are breaking it down. You are literally like you going to run a marathon, or you play a football match, or you play a cricket match, or you do some boxing. Afterwards, you go and sit down in a big tub of cold or ice cold water, just to cool down or calm down your physical structure. The same way emotionally, you have to meditate in the evening time to help to actually break down all that stress of that day and go into that rest in a manner whereby as an individual you could rest, don't have nightmares. So what we're saying is this. Okay, all right, it's 6 p.m. Okay, all right, so it is important that at least if you're going to bed at 10 or at 9 o'clock, that 6 7 o'clock you already have your dinner. Now, because it is that you won't be carrying no bricks or plowing no soil, right, or running a marathon in the night, what you are doing, you are going to be resting your physical structure. It is important to take something calm and soothing and smooth and something not hard. So you're not going to eat breadfruit in the night. You're not going to eat a big bowl of breadfruit in the night, or some huge dumplings and some pork, or some greasy, thick, greasy food. Or you're going to eat a big pan of bouillon, some dashing and some edibles and no. Right, these things there are things that actually would put a strain upon your gastrointestinal tract. That means that you won't be fasting during the evening. Your physical structure would literally be at war throughout the whole night. So you don't even give your gastrointestinal tract a little chance to calm down. You're resting, and then still your stomach is at work. Your small intestine is at work. Your large intestine is at work. Right? Your rectum is at work, and sometimes you fat poop, and then you even poop on yourself. Why? Because you are overworking your gastrointestinal tract. Very important. Why I am reiterating these things there is why? It is because that people don't really have that full understanding of exactly what actually compromises the immune system. Because right here, you have a series of glands right here. You call it the submandibular glands, right? And then you have your tonsils, right, at the back of your throat. Okay, and tonsil tissue is basically immune system tissue. Okay, so why is it that when you have a little toothache, or you have a little bruise on your tongue, or a little bruise on your gum, okay, or you have a little sore throat, you get all your glands at the bottom here become swollen? Why? Because you have an increase in the level of immune system cells, gathering in that glandular tissue, that tonsillar tissue. Why? Because you need more of these immune system cells within that area to actually take care of whatever trauma, of whatever it is that's happening within that specific area. Okay, so it is important that you understand that your mouth play an active role of your immune system, because you could be eating some food that actually is poisonous or contains some bacteria or some virus. You understand? Why is it important? Because as you chew your food and you swallow, as it passes through your tonsils region, it is being screened specifically for, okay, it's going through the whole aspect of that screening process to see exactly what is inside of it that could actually give you sickness and disease. All right, bam. If anything is inside of there that might give you sickness and disease, it prepares the physical structure to respond. It prepares your immune system to actually elicit a defense, right? So it's just like you enter into a country and you have to go through immigration, you have to go through customs. That's the immune system, right? When you enter into the buccal cavity, into the mouth, your immune system has that fundamental responsibility of examining exactly what is in there, right? To ensure that, look, what you are eating won't kill you. Or even if you eat something that is poisonous, that's toxic, your physical structure is capable of producing the white blood cells, right, to actually destroy whatever it is. So when you're eating in the evening, right, you eat something that is not too hard upon the physical structure, and you take your time out to chew your food. It's important to grind and crush your food. Okay, why? Because people just want to be eating and drinking at the same time. When you eat and drink at the same time, what you do, you just retard your digestive system. It means that you allow the food to stay within the stomach area much longer than it necessarily have to stay. What does that mean? It's like, okay, if you have some salted water in a cup. Let's say you have 1 cup of water to 1 teaspoon of salt. If you taste it, it's salty. Okay, all right. Then if you add another cup of water into it, right, then it's less salty. You have the same amount of salt in that water, but the concentration of salt particles compared to the concentration of H2O molecules, water molecules, is different. So you won't actually taste the salt like you'd have tasted the salt if you had half a cup of water or a cup of water or a tablespoon of water and a teaspoon of salt, right? Why? Because of that concentration. So in the gastric system, in your stomach, you have your stomach producing hydrochloric acid, right, which is a pH of 2. And when you're eating and drinking at the same time, what you are doing, you are diluting that acid, and that acid forms a very important initial defense for your immune system. Because if there are any pathogens within that food, the acid within your stomach has the capacity to literally destroy it, burn it, kill it. Okay, so then it's important, as I'm saying, that look, in the evening time, first and foremost, take your time to chew whatever it is that you are eating. And I'm saying that don't go and eat some big bowl of breadfruit or dashing or green fig or a big pan of rice and some kind of stew and some greasy food. It is important that whatever you are consuming is going to have that calming, soothing effect upon your physical structure. So we are saying, drink a cup of CMOS Richage. When I say Richage, I mean, well, okay, right? You could, they call it porridge. But because we're not poor and we are rich, we are wealthy, we'd say CMOS Richage. You know, so drink a cup of CMOS Richage. Meaning that you could soak your CMOS, rinse it in with some lime water. You know, then what you do, you blend it up with some bay leaf powder or some bay leaf and a little bit of star anise. You know, put a handful of dates inside of it, right, and put it over the fire. Okay, and add a little coconut milk when it's nice and warm, nice and creamy. You drink that, okay, as a nice soothing dinner. You know, not diner, not in a diner. D-I is diet, you know, but a dinner. Okay, all right. So D-I-N-E-R is diner, and D-I-N-N-E-R is dinner. When you have your diner, in the diner, you die when you eat your dinner. No, at the end of the day, you eat something smooth and something that actually allows your physical structure to absorb all your nutrients without tasking your physical structure too much. So you know that whenever you eat food, you get lethargic. You eat a big bit of food, or with them a plan, the belly used to feel satiated, you fall asleep, you rest. Why? Because when you eat, the majority of the blood actually gets rediverted to your gastrointestinal system, because it takes work, it takes energy right, to break down the food to actually get that nutrients from that food. So I'm saying take your time to chew your food. Allow the food to actually circumvent, to circulate within the mouth. So at least your salivary amylase, the digestive enzymes within the mouth, can take a time out to interact with the carbs within the food to begin that breakdown process. Allow the food to actually circulate within the mouth to allow your tonsils, right, to actually interact with that food, examine that food to see, well, look, whatever that's in the food to prepare your immune system for whatever it is happening. Okay, so you might think, well, things are just there for style. So you cut off your tonsils because you have tonsillitis, right? You cut off your appendix because you have appendicitis, right? You cut off your womb if you have fibroids. You cut off your leg if you have a sore, right? I mean, what else will cut off? I mean, cut off your breast if you have a tumor. I mean, whatever it is, you just cut off every single aspect of your physical structure of a particular function, right? So when we overstand that function, we put ourselves in an environment, in a situation whereby we could maximize, right, our knowledge, right, by ensuring that these organ systems are doing whatever it is that they're supposed to be doing. So we say that, look, take your time, chew your food. Even if you are drinking a liquid, squash it through your mouth, okay? Because your carbs only get digested in the mouth, broken down by salivary amylase, and also in your small intestines, duodenum, by intestinal or pancreatic amylase. Or that carbs breaking enzyme that actually comes from your pancreas, or that comes from your salivary glands. No carbs are broken down within the stomach. So when you rush and you just swallow the food, what you are doing principally, what you are doing is that you are just dropping a whole heap of carbs in your stomach, and when the carb coming from the alkaline state of the mouth falls down within the stomach, what happens is that it begins to ferment. So you're there resting in the night, and then you have gas being formed in your stomach because the carbs never literally took a good time within your mouth, so it goes straight into the stomach, so you have fermentation. So you develop flatulence, you develop gas, just because of that prolonged digestive process within your stomach. So in the evening, I'm saying, don't go and eat a whole big pan of food. What you're supposed to do principally, right, in the evening time, you're supposed to take a time out and do a nice CMOS recharge. Okay, or you could do, let's say, a macam, what we call macambu or macambu. Before they say macambu is poor people food, right? But macambu is one of the richest sources of iron. Okay, also a very rich source of potassium, right? A rich source of your essential minerals like your magnesium, like your zinc. Okay, so the macambu itself, you just take a macambu, a green macambu, right? So if it's you alone, you could take one macambu, right? Take out the skin and chop it up finely. Okay, and then you put that macambu in your blender, and you take one coconut, you extract the milk from it by grating it and putting it in a cup of water, or you blend the coconut and you squeeze out the milk out of it. So you put the macambu in the blender, you put 2 cups of coconut water, you put a little bit of bay leaf, some star anise, right? You put a handful of dates, right? Or you could put no sweetener. You could add a ripe macambu to it if you want, and you blend it until it's nice and creamy, and you put it on your fire. You warm it up nice, and you could have a nice macambu recharge. Okay, as they call porridge, but because we're not poor, we are going to call it rich age. Okay, it's rich, nutrifying, nutritious to your physical structure. That also is a very smooth dinner that you could have. Now, it is important also to drink a cup of tea in the evening time. Now, what teas are very good in the evening? Good evening teas include your patchouli. Patchouli is very good for the evening because patchouli allows the physical structure to actually debrief, calm down, good against depression, anxiety, good for digestion, right? Or you could have a cup of soursop leaf tea, what they would call longette. So you could add 9 leaves of soursop, if you're an adult, to a cup of hot water, allow it to infuse, and then you could have a decoction. You could drink this as a cup of tea. If you are a young child, right, you could have 1/3 of that. Okay, so you could have 3 leaves, all right, to a cup of hot water. And if you are a baby, you could have 1 leaf to a cup of hot water. So you could use it like that, okay, to help to calm down your physical structure and allow you to have a nice, a blissful, restful night. All right. So you don't primarily go to bed upset because your physical structure won't get that rest that it actually needs. You don't go and eat a whole big pan of food in the evening. Why? Because your stomach, your intestines, your small and your large intestines, your rectum, they won't be able to get that necessary rest during the evening to ensure that you cleanse out your gastrointestinal tract. So that's why it's important to also fast, F-A-S-T, right? Not run fast, fast, abstain from food for a period of time. Why? To ensure that your gastrointestinal tract have that opportunity to actually rest in the evening. So before we continue, let's just bless up our people right here on live with us on YouTube. Malan Nash, does anybody know how to spell the first T he mentioned? Patchouli is Patchouli. Patchouli. Very important. Honorable Prophet, give thanks. Annie Alexis, blessed love, honorable. I am taking everything in. Malan Nash, give thanks. Herbert Atkins, greetings, brother. Keep the fire burning. True, true, true. Give thanks for the love. Calbert Brooks, keep fire burning. Bobo Shanti, give thanks. African Beauty, blessed love, honorable, give thanks. Tanya Green, give thanks. Wesley Patois, give thanks. Kwam Loti I, good night, honorable, sending blessings, give thanks, honorable goddess. Louise Allen, blessed love, honorable bro. Jamie Albert, give thanks, heart of love. And Sarah Popo, everyone that is here with us in the chat room, definitely we give thanks for your presence with us. And you could just tell us exactly what country you are linking from, so at least we could shout you out by whatever country that you are looking at. And if it is that you have any questions, primarily you could just type in your questions, and as we go through, Guron Simmons, give thanks. Garon Simmons, give thanks. Blessed love. If you have any questions, you could just send it right through the chat room. Also, we are streaming live on Facebook. Okay, you're calling from London. You're coming in from London. Give thanks, honorable. Any questions that you might have when it comes to the whole aspect of the immune system, how we could uplift it? And I'm starting from the nighttime when the sun set, the things that you could do to ensure that the immune system is actually functioning primarily well. It's very important that you do that. Now, you also can drink a cup of tea in the evening that could ensure that you have a very good bowel movement. Okay, you have a very good bowel movement, and the bowel movement, principally what it would do, that bowel movement would literally so as you go in for the night, what happens is that the cup of tea that you drink could assist your gastrointestinal tract to actually cleanse out. So you could use cassia latte, what they call king of the forest, or Christmas candle, right? You could drink a cup of tea of cassia latte in the evening time. What it does now, it allows your system to actually go through that detoxifying process in the evening. And when you get up in the morning, you're going to have a nice, calm, and cool bowel movement. Okay? And also you could drink some aloe vera in the evening time. So what you would do then, right? You chop up the aloes with the green skin on, chop it finely, right? You chop probably about a 6-inch long leaf. That is the piece of aloe with the skin. You're going to be chopping it up with the skin on and the gel on the inside. You place it in about half a cup of water, right, to soak for 3 hours. And you could grate a little piece of ginger and add to that, right? And then you could squeeze half a sour orange or key lime into it, and then you strain it out and you drink it in the evening time. It also assists in the cleansing of the gastrointestinal tract throughout the night process. All right? And what it does also is that it guarantees a nice and smooth bowel movement during the morning time. And it helps also to make sure that you don't get constipated. Yes, okay, so we're blessing up. Okay, we have people from Mississippi. Mississippi. Okay, all right. Forgive my English. I mean Mississippi. Okay, Mississippi. Okay, Trinidad, Jamaica, Richmond, VA, right, London. What's your thoughts on fermentation and kombucha? I mean, fermentation is a very important aspect when it comes to the preparation of foods. What fermentation does is that fermentations allow the pre-digestion of stuff, right? So you have good microbes, and these microbes, principally, what they do, they could actually begin the digestive process for you. Meaning that what happens is that, let's say you have um, some food. Let's say, what kind of food I'll say? Okay, let's say you have, okay, let's say breadfruit. Okay, and you chop up the breadfruit, all right, and you soak it probably in some water, and you put a little, let's say, some papaya or some whatever it is. I'm not saying go and do it exactly as I'm saying, just giving you an example. When that breadfruit begins that fermentation process, what is happening is that the starches in the breadfruit, the carbs in the breadfruit, it begins to be broken down by anaerobic bacteria. And at the same time, that anaerobic bacteria or aerobic bacteria also, they produce different gases. Some produce carbon dioxide or carbon monoxide or even oxygen, right? Because those, some of them don't even use oxygen. They could actually respire, break down the carbs, right? Without any type of oxygen, anaerobic bacteria or aerobic bacteria that needs the oxygen. So what happens is that the food would be in a semi-digested state. It would mean that the food is easier now for your physical structure to assimilate. And because we take so many antibiotics, right, your physical structure now, because of the antibiotic, would be very deprived of natural or natural flora and fauna. Okay, so you know you have plants that grow inside of you. I mean, that you could call, I mean, fungi. Okay, all right. Let me not make you feel afraid. Okay, what happens is that specifically you have all type of things that grow inside of you. Okay, sometimes some people eat food and they have a seed that, you know, a seed can germinate inside, you know, right? It's just that it might not grow, it might die, right? But that's why you have all, your gastrointestinal tract is your inside outside. Okay, so what your colon is just a tube, or for your mouth going down through your esophagus, your stomach, going through your small intestines, large intestines, through your anus. It's like a tube or pipe just going straight through your physical structure. So whatever goes inside your mouth don't really go into your body, as they would say, but literally it actually goes through that tube, and the essential aspect get absorbed, and then the rest of it comes out as poo-poo, right? So it's important that you understand that, right? So the process of fermentation allows good microbes to actually get within your physical structure. All right, so Guyana tuned in. Give thanks, my people from Guyana. Keep going. We only fear the Lord. I mean, give thanks. Say, love the Lord. Don't fear him too much. Greetings, brother. How do I get 5 pounds of sea moss? Okay, give thanks. Okay, all right. We'll answer you. Weasley, I read you think about Gates. It's about mark of the beast in my view. Okay, mark of the beast. Okay, fermented mushrooms, Trinidad. Okay, so it's a fungus, or what you call a mycelium. You know, I don't really indulge too much on the whole fungus level, but I'm telling you, well, look, at the end of the day, the whole fermentation process does ease off the stress in the digestive system, and also adds good bacteria, right? Bacterial flora right into your gut, into your intestines, that could actually help your boost up your immune system, because good bacteria is good. There's nothing like bad bacteria, really. It's the imbalance of your bacteria that actually causes a problem. Markala, blessings and love from Texas. What do you recommend for Candida overgrowth? Candida overgrowth, definitely you have to stop eating too much sugary foods, meaning that you have to stop eating too many starchy foods, because I mean, Candida albicans, all right, yeast infections, I mean, specifically, is basically parasites growing wherever it is. It could be right there on the vaginal area, it could be right there on the glands of the penis, it could be anywhere growing in your gut. Why? Because there's a rich supply of sugar, and these things, they just love sugar and starchy things, so you actually cut down on your starchy input. And also they love warm and a clammy area, so you have to wear principally you know, cotton on the garment to prevent that sweatiness in your groin area. Also, you could just allow yourself to air it properly. So, tight up pants or tight up underwear or tight up things to actually suffocate you and helps create that heat and sweaty environment that actually helps to actually make these candida proliferate. So also what you could do, you could take what you call a yoni steam. We have our yoni steam mix. You could get that on akimpia.com, right? And that's principally, you could do a yoni steam mix. You could add virgin coconut oil. All these things, they are very effective to prevent, and overgrowth. I see we have the WhatsApp number on, but what we would do, we'd open up the international, our local line, and definitely allow the people who might want to call to actually give us a call. Anyone who might want to call, definitely you could call us on our local number here. International is 1758 452 2693. That's 1758 452 2693. So even you on YouTube, you could invest some money and call internationally on 1758 452 2693 principally. And we don't ring the WhatsApp number. If you have a question, what you could do, you could type it on the WhatsApp portal and we could see whether we could answer your WhatsApp question. But definitely you are free to give us a link on the international number, not on the WhatsApp number. The WhatsApp number is not connected to the studio lines, so you could call 452-2693 for those of you in St. Lucia, and internationally you say it's 1758-452-2693 to actually interact with us. Yes, Honorable from Brazil, give thanks. Brazil definitely is in the house, as definitely you could see that our communication is from Four Wings Universal. I mean, we have people from all around the globe with us, so we welcome you, in our zone in Livity, where definitely we are looking at the whole aspect of the immune system. So when it comes to the immune system, we're saying, look, all right, let's begin with cleansing that emotional state, ensuring that emotionally that you debrief yourself, you hold a meditation, right? You do some deep breathing, some prayer, right, before you actually go to rest, before you go in, why it actually helps to calm you down, calm down the spirit, calm down your calm down your emotions, so at least you could rest. Rest is like a rejuvenation process. All right, so we do have a tea bag, which is basically available at our store right here in St. Lucia, and also available on our website. And also it is called the Restful Tea Bag. So for the people who fundamentally know of what we have to offer, I mean, definitely you could check the Restful. And the Restful is a blend of herbs, right? It's a blend of herbs that's designed specifically to help you rest good at night. Yes, utility girl, give thanks. Annette Wilson, blessed. Good night, priest. Are you familiar with gut fermentation syndrome? Well, I'm personally familiar with it, but I know people who are familiar with it that actually suffers from it. So, and all these things are things that you could actually take care of using the right principles. So it is important that you take a time out and you listen to what we have to say, and then you can see exactly how it is that you could help your gut. Single Bible is the same aloe vera. Single Bible, that is what it is. All right. Messaging from inside. Okay, all right. Give thanks. So give thanks for all those people who specifically are here with us right here on YouTube, and we have some questions on WhatsApp. So we give thanks for the people who are asking questions. Those of you, okay, for the evening time, I said yes. I said the soursop leaf. You use 9 leaves of soursop to a cup of hot water. 9 leaves of soursop to a cup of hot your tea. Okay, your soursop leaf tea. 9 leaves to a cup of hot water. If it is that you are going to be using the powder, you could use like a 2 or 3 teaspoons to a cup of hot water when it comes to the powder. So lines are open up 452-2693. We've not received a call from St. Lucia yet. I don't know exactly if there is a problem, if probably we're not, sometimes you might be in studio and you think that you are live and you're not live. You know what happens sometimes. So, flour, Delis, good night. I have a lot of pain after urinating. What do you recommend? You could just use parsley juice. Basically, just blend 3 handfuls of parsley to a cup of hot water. You strain it and you drink it. It is good as a anti septic, and it's also good as a treatment for your UTIs, your urinary tract infection. That's the parsley juice, or you could also use your Spanish needle, what we refer to as the other in St. Lucia. Zeb azedri is what they call it in St. Lucia. Very good for, against, not for, urinary tract infection. Okay, so pain after urinating, use also your guenabafe, what they call Shanka piedra, or seed on the leaf. That's very important. Ace Bogie, peace and love. Do you have herb recommendation for fatty tumors? What we recommend for that is, just cut down the starchy and the fatty foods. And what you could do a poultice utilizing turmeric, castor oil, sea salt, cayenne pepper, and also you pong that, warm it up, apply on the poultice and wrap it. Put a herbal wrap of, you could utilize a comfrey leaf, externally, or you could utilize the skin of the banana, warm it and put it over the poultice, definitely. Do you think it's bad to consume our local ground provision regularly? Nothing that is consumed too often is good for you. And when you are using the ground provision, I use the ground provision, like your whatever ground provision that you have. And Macambo is not a ground provision, nor are green bananas. You're talking about yam and banja and edos and dashin. It's ground, underneath ground provision. Yes, you could utilize these things there, but not every single day. I would principally probably utilize some of these things there once a week. And then I use lots of zepina and other vegetables with it to help to cut down the amount of, because they're very starchy, right? So you have to put lots of fiber in it to allow it to go through quickly through your intestinal tract, right? So it's not something I'd recommend that you use every day. 452-2693, that's the number to call. Yes, USA, Chicago, blessed love. For itchy skin, definitely you could use Serasibush, what they call Kokomkuli, Serasibush. You could bathe with it. Very excellent. You could apply coconut oil. You could apply castor oil. All these things there, honey. All these things there are very effective. Yes, Honorable, to develop discipline to eat correctly is not easy. Can you say something on that discipline from Trinidad? It's discipline is about love of self. If it is that you're drowning, that someone has to actually convince you to grab a rope when they send a rope to you. So if it is that you as a person, you have a very bad lifestyle and someone is literally actually telling you, well, eat properly, it's like you need to love yourself enough to save yourself. So fundamentally, it's about loving yourself enough to save yourself. So your discipline comes from love of self. All right, so love yourself enough to actually save yourself. Don't allow people to have to beg you to actually save yourself. Love self. Self-love is the key, the foundation to what you refer to as discipline. What is good for waist aches? A waist ache or pain or waist pain could be from kidney issues. So you have to ensure that your kidneys are functioning properly. Drink plenty of water. You could use things like, you could massage the waist with warm castor oil and cayenne pepper powder. You could use your stinging nettle. You could use your Shanka piedra, your guenabafe. You could use your dandelion, right? You could use any of these things there. You could also use your gully root, what they call the feuille du vent, or your anamu. Any of these things there is very important. Okay. I am eating an ital soap or ital soup. I don't think it's soup. Soap every day. Do you think it is not good? Blessings and thanks. Well, I would not. I don't know what is in the ital soup, or is it soap you're talking about? But whatever it is, if you tell me, then I will actually be able to give thanks for that more. Thank you, Honorable Confidence. Give thanks. Okay, on WhatsApp we having a question. Good night. What's about period cramps? You could use St. John's bush, what they call bloodroot. That's very effective for period cramps. You could also use your bay leaf. That's also very good. You could also use the cinnamon leaf. That's extra good. Periwinkle is good. Okay, all these things, they are very effective for your period cramps. And we do have a product called the Womb Cleanser, and that's available at Livity on Jeremy Street, or on our website preskelash.com, or on akimpierre.com. Definitely you could get that. And the Womb Cleanser helps to actually cleanse the womb. And sometimes, if you know you have period cramps, before your period comes, start to drink lots of red raspberry leaf tea. The red raspberry leaf tea would help to boost up your iron, and it's very good as an astringent, tighten up the womb muscle, right? So that also is very effective. So before I answer another question, what I would do, I would just go into give a little heads up on what boosting your immune system, what you could do first thing in the morning. So we did the evening. So first thing in the morning, when you get up, you have to give thanks for life. Okay, so that's you kneel down and you pray. All right, kneeling down and praying is not like again like you're doing God a favor. Okay, it means that you are showing gratitude for that you have gone through the portals of the night and you've entered through the channels of the morning. And definitely giving thanks in the morning, what it also does is that when you kneel down, it allows you to actually stretch the gastrointestinal tract, right? It stretches the gastrointestinal tract, meaning that fundamentally it allows that massage of the gastrointestinal tract, whereby fundamentally what it does, it ensures that you have a proper bowel movement when you get up. So when you kneel down and you pray when you get up, I mean, it's not that you're doing God a favor, you're doing yourself a favor. What it does, that it massages your gut and allow you to have a very good bowel movement. Okay, so a cup of tea first thing in the morning, or what you could do, you could boil some water, squeeze a key lime into it, and then you could drink that first thing in the morning. Or you could squeeze a sour orange and a little pinch of cayenne pepper first thing in the morning. Basically, yes, you could utilize that and drink that. That's very excellent for your physical structure first thing in the morning. And you could have a cup of cocoa tea. Cocoa tea is very calming. Cocoa tea is very rich in iron, very good rich in tryptophan, so it helps to make you feel good. As tryptophan is a precursor to the hormone called serotonin, which is the feel good hormone. So fundamentally, it is very important. You could have a cocoa tea. You also have a sea moss in the morning also, and it's something nice and warm on the stomach. Okay, cocoa tea. You could have a cup of tea in the morning also. There could be some elderberry tea, what they call la fleur de siwo. You could have a guenaba feuille tea. You could have a feuille du vent or gully root tea. Right? You could have a basil tea. You could have any of these teas there. They are very good to have nice cups of tea first thing in the morning. That is why Livity on Jeremy Street, principally, we have taken the time out to actually just give you your teas. Every morning, Livity offers you your tea, so you could go right on Livity on Jeremy Street to actually get your tea. So let me see. We have plenty of things from WhatsApp, but I mean, people not calling the line because I see the WhatsApp number this way. And you know, a lot of people love their freeness. Why, when your pee is yellow, what you take for this? Yellowish pee. One of the things would be that principally what is happening is that your diet is too rich in proteins, and because excessive proteins are not stored, it actually passes out as urea. So the yellower your pee, it could mean that you have a high protein diet, or just check your kidney functions again. And definitely what you could do, you could use your parsley juice, you could use young coconut, you could use dandelion, you could use Spanish needle, you could use cylinder leaf. All these things, they are excellent urinary tract cleansing. Also your sinking Bible, what they call your aloe vera, very good. Good night, Honorable. What is the address of your website? Our website is under reconstruction right now, but you could look at it, preskelash.com, priestkailash.com, or on akimpierre.com, AKEEMPIERRE.com. Okay, you have a caller? 1 minute for close. Okay, all right. So we are closing tonight at 10 o'clock. So it's from So we give thanks. So we have 1 minute for close. I might say when I say 8:30 to 10 o'clock. So we do give thanks. And the time runs so fast. I didn't even really see that our time is at that time there already. So we give thanks for that 1 minute check by our studio. So definitely we really cannot stay much longer with you, my people. So give thanks for all the WhatsApp contribution. Remember, Livity is open up on Jeremy Street. And definitely we do give thanks for all of you who are being here with us tonight. And we pray that the Almighty God bless and keep you, and He make your holy face also shine upon our holy face. And we give thanks for all those of you. And all the WhatsApp question, I will just save them for our next program. And we pray that everything goes good. If you give thanks to all those of you on YouTube also. And we look forward to see you on Livity on Jeremy Street. Give thanks for life and the mighty life giver, Jah Rastafari. Blessed love. Yes, YouTube people, give thanks for all those of you who are with us tonight. Definitely, Louis, Allen, give thanks. Matolas, give thanks. Give thanks for all of you who are with us tonight. So definitely, give thanks for life and the mighty life giver. And we pray that everything goes good with you all as we are sealing up right now. Love, love. Blessed.